Where headlines grow, a name engraved in whispers and undertow. Ambassador, no title, now it seems so stark. Persona non grata written in the dark. Oh, the ties that thread and tangle tight, diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. Pages turn but bridges burn so fast. A name in ember solemnly cast. In halls of power a silent decree echoes and whispers across the sea. Oh, the ties that thread and tangle tight, diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. When walls talk back and windows cry, boundaries drawn under heavy skies. In the space between the set and scene lies a story that cuts unclean. Oh, the ties that thread and tangle tight, diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. Persona non grata carried far away. Sunsets and skies so blue, mountains whisper stories of dreams so true. From oceans roaring wild to valleys deep, a heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. then shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies, they weave their weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may forms may fall, for the power is the people above it all. We know it all.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Is the people's above it all. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, live from the Highveld in Pretoria, South Africa. This is Chris tonight. So be ready for the trolls. You know they're coming. You know that they're bum hurt. You know that their little nether regions are sore and twitching. Get ready for it. Welcome back tonight, folks. I was given this earlier today so that I could share it with people who have issues with my channel. That's a lovely little gift from somebody who gave this to me earlier today. So that's a message to people that have a problem. I don't give people the middle finger, but I do like the buddy. Buckle up, Buttercup. Anyway, welcome back to the program tonight, folks. Live from the Highveld. Congratulations to the Bulls. Sad news for Johan Klussen, who suffered what appears to be a gruesome injury. It was tough. It was tough, folks. Really sorry to see what happened there. Anyway, I just want to say very quickly that at the press conference after the game, which I attended, Jake White was clearly concerned about the health of Johan Klussen. Rumors are flying around that this may be an injury that he's not going to come back from. I hope that's not the case. Such a promising player who was really done hard by injury and kept out the 2023 World Cup when he was ready for it. So Klussen took an absolutely gruesome injury tonight, and thoughts and prayers to him and his family that he gets a full recovery. Really sad to hear that. But what an epic day aside from that, folks. Lots of folks here. Nicole Feldman, Jules, Caroline, Mays, Tony. I'm skipping a lot of folks here. Apologies. A lot of people are getting sick, folks. Okay, what else we got here? I'm just jumping, looking at some of the comments. Alan, welcome to. Good score. Yeah, the Bulls. Did the Lions win? I didn't see if the Lions won. Let me check that. We got weekend rugby here. Sharks won 29-10 yesterday. Munster beat Ulster. The Bulls rolled over Cardiff today, 45-21. Benetton shocked Glasgow 33-7. Franco Smith probably got some head scratching to do there. Pushing the Bulls into second place in the law. Congratulations. Means we got something to compete for next week. Stormers destroyed the Dragons. Not a surprise. DHL Greenpoint Stadium 48-12. Leinster just absolutely demolished and pulled apart Zebra. So tomorrow the Scarlets play the Lions. The Lions should be able to win that. But Connacht is currently losing to Edinburgh. So wow. There we go. Anyway, did I say Franco Smith? Anyway, sorry, I misspoke there. Anyway, back to where we're at here, folks. Yeah, so Lindy, how's it going? Yeah, official news and feedback. Good evening, y'all. Tapper. Fantastic feelings come over me knowing that Afrikaners are being saved from the fear that certainly has now become part of our lives, says Des from Bosch. We missed the meet and greet today. My husband has an emergency breakdown he needed to fix. I'm sorry to hear that. Tomorrow there's one in Centurion. That's correct. Tomorrow's meet and greet is in Centurion. That's correct. Excuse me. On the mend, but it's still hanging around there. picked up the crud. Tomorrow's meet and greet is at Vibes and Drives, 1 p.m. Hopefully we can keep it a brief one like it was today, although I was there for 4 hours. That wasn't really brief. But a few people do want to talk to me afterwards, and I'd like to make some space for them. And then I need to get back here and get a few things done. So that's tomorrow, my last full day in the Highveld on this trip. In a photo placed in the WhatsApp group, you offer yourself having a beer together. Who is the third person, or is it better not to ask? That's my friend Danny Barnard. That's Danny. It's the guy who founded Boer Cola and Boer Beer, if you remember that. This being so undercover tells me the program is for the elite only. Well, you don't know what you're talking about, Kristen. That's what it tells me. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, and I'll prove it shortly. I'll prove it very soon. Very soon. And all those people who ran their mouths, this isn't real. It's not for real. No one's going. It's not going to happen. What's that crow going to taste like very soon? That crow is going to be quite tasty for those people. Carlos Freda, Reg Dodd, welcome to you. Doret Fundameva, Ronell. People coming here trolling and saying these things aren't real. It's only for certain people when it's actually happening right in front of their eyes. The cognitive dissonance is shocking to say the very least. We're going to talk about events today here shortly. Let me get through the chat very quickly. Vilma, Bruce. All right, Chris Ehlers. By the way, Chris Ehlers, thank you so much for setting up today's event. I appreciate it. I think that Open Plus wasn't the only one. Open Plus and ourselves didn't realize the full number. Ladies and gentlemen, the meet and greet today at Open Plus was somewhere between 250 and 300 people attended. 250 and 300 people attended that meet and greet today. CBS News, Reuters, Newsroom Africa, the station that likes to trash me and lie about me with their commentators, they were also there without my permission and my authorization. They came. I didn't know they were there. I found out after the fact that they were there. And also a Dutch film crew was there as well. So let's see how it all comes out and how they portray it. There was a very dismissive woman there who had very rude mannerisms while I was talking from the media. And, I didn't ask her to come. I didn't give permission to be there. But, instead of sitting there making those pissy faces, you can fuck off. Yep. You weren't invited. And if you don't like what's said, and if you don't like common sense and the treatment of everyone being equal, then, just piss off. If you think some people are more elite and better than others because of skin pigmentation, then you can just fuck off. Nobody's better than anybody else. And if you don't like that, that's too bad. That's just how I feel. No one asked you to come and make your pissy faces. It's very rude and disrespectful. Very distracting, too. Right there in the front, making rude comments and making stupid faces the whole afternoon. So, anyway. All right, our mods here, thanks. Yeah, there are a few mods here. Get ready to deal with trolls. Arno Gernevald, Mandy van Rooyen, welcome to you. Vincent Fogel, good evening. It's okay, you don't have to worry about making the meet and greet. Oh, I'm so sorry you had a bad call, Vincent. So sorry to hear that. Micheline Swart, welcome to you. Adele Visser, good evening. Let's hope and pray this week we'll receive the email that the program is officially open and we will be ready to apply. Someone did tell me that Breitbart News ran a story saying that the numbers are in the tens of thousands of people they intend to process this year. Yep, so we'll see what happens. I haven't read the story. Bergmeister, welcome to you. Charles Van Alten's Voice of Reason is here tonight. Joan Devanaga. Chris Ehlers, hi. Vasje bij the meet and greet. Hoop allemaal het dit genier. Yeah, Lindy, Chris Ehlers was there. Chris set it up. Navy Rat getting too. Okay. Renell, Steve Newbold, Reno Watts. Is Erica here? I haven't seen Erica or Hendo. Come. Corny and Pretoria was at the OP Plus. Thank you very much for taking the time to come and see us. My pleasure. Hope you enjoyed it. All right, so I'm mostly caught up here. Not caught. Crypto Noob is here. The troll conviction bunny in house. Okay. Not a bunch, just a few. Show the trolls the bunny. There you go. Fuck off. Yep. All right. So somebody just left your comment. Don't worry, for every hate, there's 10,000 love you. Thank you, Johan Volbrans. Sorry I missed the opportunity. It's okay, Weatherman. Not a worries. That's my perfect Afrikaans. We are all celebrating our brothers and sisters around America. We should realize 90% of us will not be deemed worthy. Okay, Chris Sten, I'm warning you now. You're spreading disinformation. Stop it. That's 2 comments. The next one, you're going to get a timeout. You don't know what you're talking about. You're talking out your ass. And so I suggest you stop it because I don't know where you're coming up with this bullshit. But 2 strikes, 1 more, you're out. Okay. Lorraine, both of us, I'm going to love the day that you're going to prove everyone wrong because I look at some of the comments people are leaving as they're so negative. I don't know why they must be so. Why is South African government so upset with people leaving because they've always said whites must go back to Holland? Exactly. Yeah, the black sissy puppets seething at this news. They're stuck in the shithole. Hello from Kronstadt. Welcome to it's Ayers. Sorry. It's a really nice apartment, big kitchen. Yeah, it could be a green screen. Border Mark was great. So what do you think? You conduct yourself brilliantly and spoke the truth. Thank you for that, Nicole. I thought so too, but people can twist things and turn it the way they want. Did you see the terrorist sympathizer who's angry about white? No, I don't know who that is. Oh, Von Holland from Maryland. He's a useless turd. Somebody made positive comments on X for Americans that were excited and welcome. There you go, Morsh. That's good to hear. By the way, I met somebody that's your sibling, if I'm not mistaken, Morsh. Okay. Like morning shot. Okay. All right, so let's talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, first off, early day. Got to bed late, of course, as usual, working my tail off. Got up early, went to the Boer Markt. Nice day, very lovely. Met, so by the way, the number is 127 now, 127 people. Like I told you, Pretoria's my town, man. 127 people now recognize me that I didn't previously know, came up to me and had the courage to, weren't shy and said hello. Good to see you. And of course, Boer Markt, and then Loftus, fantastic. Everywhere I walked, except the ends, both the east and west stand of Loftus, I got stopped repeatedly for selfies, meeting people I've never met. And I'm very grateful to all those people who approached me. Thank you so much. A couple other people, kind of smile and wave. They recognize, but they didn't come down. I don't count those encounters, only those who actually come up and say hello to me. Thank you to the 127 people that have done that across South Africa. We started at 52 in the Western Cape, and now we're up to 127. It's truly humbling, amazing. Thank you so much. Love you, Colonel. Thank you for everything. I would have loved to met you, but have wonderful. It's okay. Not a problem. What tall Colonel Wyatt worked off, huh? Yeah, Lindy, the roller coaster emotions are all self-inflicted. You all did that to yourself. If you were on a roller coaster emotions about the refugee program, that's self-inflicted. I cautioned people, I warned people, I told about it all along, and I was honest with them. Was I not honest today about, what will happen to your offspring, your progeny? They're not going to have Afrikaners down the road, but if you're more concerned about your safety, then do what you got to do. No, I didn't speak him honest. I didn't see that. I've been busy all day. I haven't had a chance to see anything. But the U.S. taking the minorities makes the Southern government look bad because I believe it's embarrassing to them. Yeah, I think so. It's to try to spread the same false narrative that Afrikaners are not persecuted. Yeah, well, it's a false narrative. Then why do you have 142 laws just denying people, opportunity? Yep, I don't have 100,000 subscribers. I'm short of that. Well, Steve, there's no reason, I appreciate that, but there's no reason for people's spirits to be low. You just have to listen and take the advice and pay attention and not put yourself in a corner. Here's my 3rd strike. I've been promoting this news from the beginning and sharing your videos everywhere, but why do people going over in secret? Okay, Kristen, why do you not listen to what I say? Why do you not listen to what I say? The shit that's going on right now, the threats that are on social media, the garbage that's being spewed by people in South Africa is the very reason why it's secretive. Why do people not get that? How many times do I have to talk about operational security? You don't tell your enemy what you're doing. You don't telegraph your pass. You lose the game. There are people with malice in their heart who intend to cause chaos and problems. And the first people are easy targets. Why is that so fucking hard to understand? It's not rocket science. You have to be a dunderhead not to get it. If you don't like that it's a secret, too bad. Talk to the bunny. What is so hard to understand this? It's not hard. And here's the bottom line. It's President Trump's program. So if you don't like this a secret, too fucking bad. If I don't like the secret, too fucking bad. It's not my program. It's not your program. So if you don't like how it's run, complain to Trump. Good Lord. Chris, seriously. Seriously. What is your major malfunction here? Why are you upset that it's secret? Would you prefer that people be murdered? Would you prefer that the airport and wherever they're leaving from be inundated by people disrupting everybody's day, flights being canceled, nobody being able to go anywhere? Is that your preference? Do you not see what's happening here? Thank you for your question. It's not a third strike, Chris. That wasn't a strike. You asked a question. You don't get a strike for asking questions unless it's disrespectful and racist. Your question was legitimate. You don't get a strike for that. You're still here. As long as you choose to be. Jane Margaret Foree, you need a break. Hope you need leave. Why do I need a break? Okay. Leuven was there today. Leuven, Janssen van Rensburg, my crew, the Janssen van Rensburgs were there. OGs, been to so many meet and greets. Oh my goodness, they are rock stars. Thank you so much for being there, guys. I wish I could spend more time with you. Yeah, the USA media will get bad coverage, so we expect that, Tina. Amazing me how the government is screeching about some of us wanting to leave. Some folks are just butthurt. Yep. Chris, you and my family are alike. We have zero time for cock. See the world as it is, and you see what is it you get. Yep. Full bikers, welcome. We never asked anyone for access. This is given out for Connors without us even lifting a finger. Black people did this. You hate jealousy. Okay, Marsh. Awkward Leon, 100,000 will come soon. It couldn't happen to a better person. Thank you so much for that, Awkward Leon. I appreciate that. Seen a YouTube video 2 days ago where Trump said that there's a big announcement that would be Friday or Monday. Interesting to find out whether that would be related to the program. Could be a lot of things. Could be a trade deal, so I wouldn't get too excited about that. A couple super chats come in. I got to get to those. Stephen Miller explained. Okay, cool beans. There's the first super chat I missed. Let me get back to that. Elizabeth Zetenhout said, for our first drink together tomorrow. Looking forward to meeting the man, the myth, the legend. Very kind of you. Thank you so much for that. Karin Fundavestalize, and welcome to you. Operational security, this is a fundamental element of military and prepper plans. Exactly, Wild Bear Prepper. Your mouth will cost you your freedom and possibly your life. Listening from Chattanooga. I'm originally from Bloemfontein. All my family's still there. Thanks for watching. You're welcome, Rolf. Chattanooga's nice. Tennessee's a good state. Okay, so it's been handled very professionally. I think so. Loretta's finally out of the hospital. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, I'm using Talk to the Bunny from now. That's right, man. Talk to the bunny. Talk to the bunny. Great gift. I got this today from someone. People cannot be secretive, and the trolls do not understand that loose lip sync ships. Personally, I'm just tired of justifying, quantifying everything. Yeah, you don't have to justify with me. Rowan loves when I talk angry. Yeah, you don't need EFF Teletubby showing up at the airport. Yep. You show up, get on the plane. You know, like Renaud always says, there's no need to announce your departure. Yep, just go. Hey, saw you at Prison Break. Didn't get to tell you that your theory about YouTube exposure Southern versus US is definitely true. If my VPN is set to the US, you're a ghost. Yep. I'm a ghost. They hide me big time. Calm down, says Alex. Sorry you missed me in Blauberg. Calm down, dude. I'm calm. 58 beats. Oh, good. Let me tell you what's going on. What's that? Sorry, that's Kaylin. Kaylin Fun Sale. Thanks for working. Thank you for 70 Rand. Sorry to say, some people just don't listen. They don't, Caroline. They don't listen. Ismari Kruger, welcome. It's my pleasure to take the photo. My apologies if I missed anybody. That's the reason why I believe we need conscription, okay? Military makes men from boys, says Yell Tapper. Well, first off, I can tell you, Gideon, nobody was declined. Why do you assume somebody was declined? Nobody's been declined because the program doesn't exist. Okay, guys, again, I'm going to cover this one more time, okay? One more time for the people that aren't paying attention, the people that haven't been here, the people that don't understand. Please listen to the words coming out of my mouth. My analysis, I don't work for the government, but based on confirmation from those who participate in the program and what the U.S. government has done to date, my analysis is probably spot on. Nobody's been approved. Nobody has applied. The United States government is doing a pilot program, a proof of concept for something we rarely do, in-country refugee status like we did in Cuba and we did in Bosnia-Herzegovina. So the State Department needs to make sure that this program works properly and they do it the correct fashion. Therefore, they're doing test cases. And people who sent messages early on were fortunate enough, based on the information they provided, to get a call to come in. People from around the country, ladies and gentlemen, not just in Pretoria. People came at their own expense to be interviewed. Then some were called back for a second interview. And then they had other things done. And it cost them nothing. The United States government picked up the tab for everything that they went through. Nobody was denied. A select group of people are going over as a proof of concept. Then things should start moving. I'm unaware of any person being declined because the program does not publicly exist. Now, there may have been people who never got called back, but that doesn't mean they've been declined. That just means they didn't get in the first batch. Think about this. The first group of people going over, the U.S. government, in order to prove the validity of the program it's running, is going to want to have people who have verifiable, serious cases that they can say, look what happened to these people. You're not going to take someone who's happy-go-lucky, a multimillionaire from the Western Cape that lives in Parle and just wants to go to America. And, okay, you're a rich guy. I'm going to send you over. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not very prudent. So they're going to take people, obviously, who have suffered grievously, and therefore they had to interview people and go through some of those to do their proof of concept. It's pretty simple, folks. Not rocket science. So Trump has done the most for folks in years, but people don't appreciate it. No, they don't, Walter. All right, so thank you for the time you spent with us. Open Plus, honor, shake your hand, selfie. That was the Deborah Pata tried to interview a lot of the guests. Yeah, well, I mean, if you guys interviewed her, I didn't encourage anybody or discourage anybody. That's on you. Want a name list who will be leaving? Well, more, they can want in one hand and they can take a dump in the other hand. We'll see which one gets full first. Wants or dumps. Yeah. The bunny does have a name, but I forgot it already. I forgot the name already. It does have a name. I will ask because the person that gave it to me. Let me check and see. I'm looking to see if I heard from that person. Just checking something. Person that gave it to me. Colonel Chen has actually been the first to give info as received from sources to refugee interviews. Decision to keep info to minimal, nothing suspicious going on. Exactly, Renette. Thank you. Big news is the US-UK deal. That's what I thought it would be. Yep. People should understand that this is a very generous gift. Yep, it is, Darlene. Okay. Just one question. The auto return email from US Embassy. Why is there no second portal to fill in the application form? Because there's no application to fill in. I've said that many times, Steve. There's no application to fill in, at least not yet. Jana, I appreciate you saying it's a pity the time was short today, but I spent 4 hours there. So I appreciate you saying it was short, but 4 hours is a long time. It's just a lot of people. See, Durko said in the article, the principal non-apply refugees. No, it won't. And South Africa will wind up being a pariah state, will be wind up with embargoes and sanctions and things like that if they start doing that to the citizens. That's not allowed under international norms. Cannot do that. And the courts have just said that you can't do that here in South Africa. So they're whistling past the cemetery. It's okay, Dina. Okay, am I catching up now? You're welcome, Marna, for meet and greet. Yes, Martin, I'm not sure which gift you're referring to. I don't remember which one you gave me, but thank you all for the gifts that were given me today. Very kind of you. No, people don't see the seriousness in keeping it quiet because people are used to running their mouths. Karen von der Westhuizen. That's right, Colonel. We'll be glad, as it means probably it will be a few more months until things get cleared up. Okay, so let's talk about today. I finally got caught up in the chat. 486 people here. Thank you for being here, folks. Be sure to hit the like button if you don't mind. I appreciate it. So, Border Marked. Went to Border Marked, got there about a few minutes after 9. Ran into a bunch of people that knew me. It was pretty cool. I wandered around, had a coffee with my host, and yeah, and then ran into a guy named Michael, who's one of the people in management from there, and told us about it and linked me up with a few people who have interesting stories that I'll probably be interviewing down the road. That was pretty cool. So the Border Mark was nice, but I mean, I'm trying to downplay it, but it's a farmer's market. We have one in my village, but not nearly as large as this because it's a much smaller village. So yeah, it was pretty cool. For the Boer Mark, I went straight to Open Plus. I got there at 10:15 for an event that started 11 o'clock, and I had to pee, and I didn't get to pee until after 11 o'clock because I went around. I greeted every single person who was there for the event that I could find, and thank you. I appreciate people's patience and their time. That was epic. Like I said, 250, 300 people showed up there. The Open Plus manager was like thrilled to death. They turned the tills over. Thank you for doing that. I did not get to eat. I had no breakfast. I had no lunch. I had no dinner. First time I ate tonight was about 7 o'clock this evening, and I made the mistake of ordering crappy food at Salsa. It's a restaurant that I have a mixed track record with over at Loftus Park. I sometimes had a good meal, sometimes I don't, but I still keep going back because of the spot, and I like the staff there. So silly me. Anyway, so yeah. Then I had to leave. I had an interview I had to do. I conducted the interview, and then this is the first time I've ever paid for a venue. I needed a private, quiet place to talk to the person I was interviewing, so I paid to use a business conference room. So I guess that's a business expense I'm gonna have to deduct. And I did the interview. Then I dropped my vehicle off in Pretoria East, and then got a lift over to Loftus and went into the stadium and went to the game. So yeah, at the stadium, so many people recognized me. It was so nice, so cool. Really enjoyed it. Yep. So this was the biggest. Yes, we are over 1,000 people have come to my meet and greets. There's now more people have attended my meet and greets on this trip to South Africa than voted for me in my legislative election last year. So thank you for that. No, no, Marcia, it's not a question. People tried to feed me. There was no time. There was no time. We went straight into it. So yep. Mzansi loves Can says, get a feeling this might be Trump's way of offering people way out before the gloves come off. It's a fair assessment. Excuse me. It's a fair assessment. I don't disagree with it. By the way, I have to be up. They wanted me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll be up at 6 o'clock in the morning to be on Caravan to Midnight with John B. Wells. Certainly seems that those with good income and assets are not interested in going. Ah, well, low IQ. That's the people you know. That's not the people I know. That's not the people I know. People with buttload of money, a shitload of cash are trying to go as well. Yep. I know several people that got more money than God, and they are going if they get the chance. I've also talked to people who've sold their property. I didn't advise anybody to do that. People who sold off all sorts of things, didn't advise anybody to do that. People of means. I don't know who you're talking to, but people I know that got money are going, and they're not farmers. So I don't know where you're getting your data from or who you're talking to, but that's your anecdotal evidence. My anecdotal evidence says something very differently, very differently. So sorry, low IQ, but we've had a very different experience. Helene, I do look after myself. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. The fact that people have been identified means it's expected their lives will be threatened. Just look at the attitude. Yeah, look at Iranian and Kleinfontaine. Look at that. Look at that. There's a perfect example. Oh, there's nothing wrong here. Yeah. You just coming out and destroying people's property and threatening their lives, menacing people, elderly people. Yeah. Yeah. Boiling frog was so bad. So sorry that you had a breakdown with your car. Okay. Last week at Thunderground, you indicated that you felt something starting up health-wise today, your picture of health, despite a very busy week of travel running around amidst. Well, thank you very much. Yell Tapper, you're correct. Last week at Thunderground, I was getting the early stages of something, a niggle in my throat, and I bought some Strepsils, and whatever it is, I fought through it. I've worked 18-hour days for that entire week, traveled across Gauteng to the Northern Cape back to Gauteng, running around doing this, doing that, doing interviews, meeting people. And despite that stress and that wear on my body's immune system is kicking this thing's butt, thankfully. But it's still there. It hasn't gone quite yet. Colonel, what's your take on none of the World War II allied countries sending a delegation to Russia? I know there's a lot going on with Russia and Ukraine. Well, it's inappropriate in the midst of this war, which everybody supposedly is angry about, and Russia started legitimately to be sending people over there. That's why. Um, so Elizabeth Z now got a membership. Who gave the memberships? Fabian Bridger gave 5 memberships. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. And Vilma Rasmus, hey, one of the OGs there, 35 Rand. Thank you, Vilma. Do you have a shoot tooth? I want to make you something special. What the heck is a shoot tooth? I have no idea what that is, Carolyn. Rich people can buy citizenship if they're not desperate. It's expensive leaving. What is something you'll miss from South Africa when you go back to? Again, Combrick, like I always say, the people, the people. I'll miss the people. I can't say I'll miss a lot of things. I haven't been able to enjoy anything. I haven't been able to catch my breath and sit down. I've really, 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 really bent over backwards to accommodate people and do as much as possible and get as much bang for buck out of this trip as I can. So it's, I don't, 597 people currently here. Wow, folks, but only 361 likes. What's up with that? What's up with that? Can we please hit the like button and make it happen there? Yes, please. It's not going to cost you anything but a moment of your time. Anyway, so Storm Chaser's not going to lie. I thought about it. Yep. Garrett Gillich, yeah, I gotta figure out the Im Eimer thing. So I've got to work out my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday schedule for this coming week. I haven't done it yet. I'm not sure, Colbert, what I can say other than the people. Yeah, it's Mother's Day tomorrow. Low says, yeah, maybe people are just hushed about it. Yes, low IQ, that may be the case, but um, look, people are telling a lot of people tell me things that they don't tell other people. Maybe because I'm an American and I leave here and I won't be sitting here talking to people about it. Maybe they just trust me. I don't know, but I mean, the things that people tell me is just unbelievable. But I've spent my entire life protecting secrets. So, yep. Farm got robbed and invaded. Honestly, last time I invested in land in this country, says Calvin. Okay. Things getting worse quickly. Yep. Heidi Robertson, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to you. Good evening, Chronicles of the Jackals. Well, it's been a little while ago since we're 60,000. In fact, I can tell you when we're at 60,000. Give me a moment here. That is of interest to me since you mentioned it. We go to analytics. We were at 60,000. A few weeks ago might be a relative term. Let's take a look. 81,330. So we were at 60,000. Let's go back further than that. Last 90 days. Okay. 90 days. Okay. 67. We hit 60,000 on March 19th. March 19th, April, May. So almost 2 months ago. But that's pretty good. Pretty good growth. But we've had slow, steady growth recently. So thank you for that. Seems a lot longer ago, though. Andy Delport, welcome to you. Suffering PTSD. Yeah, no, I know. Napoleon, the whole country suffering PTSD. I've talked about that. Got to see Chris Ayers today. That was nice. Nice to meet Chris. Okay. Please comment on the Southern government in solidarity as well as Slav reform interfering with criteria for what the U.S. should ask us as criteria. What do you mean by them interfering with criteria? The South African government, Af reform and solidarity have jack shit to do with what the U.S. government asks of people who are applying for refugee status or interested in refugee status. Our decisions are governed by our sovereign law, not by the decisions of Af reform, solidarity, or the South African government. As simple as that. We have a constitution. We obey the rule of law. Case closed. So I'm not sure what you're referring to, Liz. What are they trying to do? I haven't seen that. Friend who's British has been South all his life and his longtime partner. Time to tie the knot and get business for many years is successful, and I have to just leave. And I'm doing this because I want my family to be safe. A mom of 3 children. Okay, Jules, thanks for sharing that. Sweet tooth. I do have a sweet tooth, but there's some sweets I don't like. R1 is back. What's up? Hank Kloper's here too. I saw Hank in there earlier. Okay. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. May 20th, so I hope to meet the Colonel next visit. Okay, Renette. Oh, you were sick with the flu during with. Yeah, that flu got around. Apparently, I got a little bit of it too. Is there a possibility for coffee somewhere on Thursday, maybe Somerset West? Yeah. Yeah, no, that's Loretta. There is. Keep tuning in for the nightly broadcast, and we could probably set something up. There's a possibility for Thursday for coffee in Somerset West. Yep, or Strand. Yep, or at the Harbor Island, the hotel down there. Uh, Enjoyed meeting you, Mama. Okay. I don't know if CR got to see Trump or the bunny. There were Hamas protests in Canal Walk today. Wow. Wesley de Klerk welcomes you. We live in a good area in Cape Town, but my daughter has been raped in the city 5 times. What? 5 times over 17 years. Good God. Well, thank you, Wildbear Prepper, for sharing my channel. Hank Cloper, there you go. Hank and I saw each other tonight. Hank is one of the OGs on the channel. He's a good guy, but I hadn't seen much of him lately. So Hank and I were at Loftus. I saw him. No, I don't think Mzansi in South Africa is a particularly useful geographic position. That's not really helpful. Dylan says, I preferred it when we had small meet and greets. Well, it's a lot easier on me, isn't it, Dylan? Oh, yeah, Vincent, family member committed suicide because he lost his work due to be. Oh, good God, Vincent. So, that's not the only suicide today. So, folks, at Loftus Versfeld during the game, a 25-year-old man checked into the Protea Hotel with his family. Apparently, I understand perhaps he was having marital problems. He promptly went up to the top floor where the restaurant is and then leapt off the roof to his death. When I came out of the stadium after the game, the area was still roped off and police were still there. 25 years old, took his life. The manager of Salsa saw it right in front of her eyes, saw the man leap. Wow. Yeah, more people in South Africa recognize me than Charlize Theron. You're probably right about that, Gideon. Vincent, I'm so sorry to hear that. There was a tweet that was referred to as they were in communication, allegedly asking them to amend their criteria. They can ask all they want. No say in the matter. Gosh. You missed me by 2 minutes at Open Plus? Sorry to hear that, Madeline. When did you come? It started at 11. I left at 2:15. How did you miss me by 2 minutes? Some South Africans already been selected and being flown over as we speak. No one's being flown over as we speak. That's a lie. It's a lie. Okay, Kyle now. Okay, there's no need. Okay, gosh, oh my gosh, folks. I mean, I've only been doing this since February 7th and only answered this 1,000 times. Okay, be calm. This is not directed at you, Kyle Nadir. Okay, there is no need for a law. There's no need for a bill. We have a law. It's called the Immigration Nationality Act, signed in 1980. 3.1 million refugees have come to America and resettled in the past 45 years under that law. Every year, 40 to 150,000 on average come to America under the Refugee Resettlement Program. We have no need for a law. We have no need for a law. There's no need for a law. I don't give a crap about Troy Nell's freaking Afrikaner bill. It's bullshit. There's no need for it. It's grandstanding. It's attention getting, and nobody's paying attention. President Trump has the authority to do what he's done under the existing law, and he's doing it. What needs to be done is that the State Department needs to tell people what the criteria are and how you qualify as an Afrikaner and how you apply for the program. And that's what they need to do. But there's no need for a law. The law exists for 45 years. 3.1 million people have used it to come to America. There's no need for law. Decide to hike up Table Mountain. No, I would take the cable car. Richard Lambert's back. We're good to see you again. Building is trying to draw me into some sort of argument or thing, get into a fight with Ronaldo and Byron. I have no interest in getting involved in that. I have no idea what's going on. People have already tried to drag me into some kind of fictional argument with Byron, which I'm not doing. So, Sandra Yonk, welcome to you. The food's been okay, Army. For the cold Bostonian ginger beer. No, okay, guys, your home remedies don't work. It's a virus. Your remedies aren't going to do things that maybe make you feel better. Don't cure anything. Yeah, Bear Prepper, you're correct. Durko can't have any information that the U.S. government has that's a violation of U.S. law. You think you have Poppy that protects people? We have laws to protect people too. You do not understand how many of us are on our way there. You're not on your way there, Chris. Are you on a fucking plane right now? You're not on your way there. You're not on a plane right now, are you? Are you using the Wi-Fi on a Delta flight? How are you on your way there? No one's on their way there. People will soon be on their way there, but no one's on their way there. Prove me wrong. Take a picture of the flight you're on right now and show it to me. Do it. Pull your phone out. Take your phone out right now. Take a picture. Send it to me over the Wi-Fi on the flight you're on right now. I'm waiting. Thank you for my service. You're very welcome. It is shocking news, Wendy, and it was right there where I ate at. Not when I was eating, but later. Well, look, I mean, I unfortunately witnessed a suicide attempt when I was a small child. I was 7 years of age, 8 years of age. It was horrific, especially when the suicide attempter was screaming my name, blood-curdling screams, and I couldn't get in the apartment to do anything. Very difficult situation. But to watch someone do that, that's, wow. Hey, Voidy. No, I can't get any rest. I've got big events coming at the moment. That's why I'm going back when I'm going back. I've got to go back, call rugby. And my rugby channel is probably languishing because I've been gone. So I got to do the rugby. And on top of the rugby, I've also got to prep for the election and I've got to prep for Memorial Day. Lots going on. It's a goat. That's right, Hannes. Hey, Hannes. Made a joke by standing up to give him a PK. All right. Thanks for the Colonel in Uppington. Really enjoy it. Okay, cool. Drink some. No, the brandy won't kill the virus. It make me feel better though. Solidarity has no influence, no power, zero. No, the program has been approved. Yep. How's the truth report coming along? Any date? I don't have any update on the date, but the truth report is progressing. Gordon, yes, good question. Thank you for asking. Why are they so bothered by people making their best decisions in their future? They're obsessed with strange behavior. It is, and it tells you an awful lot. Evening, Colonel. If you could pick any country in Africa to live, if you wanted to, which country would it be? That's a tough one. It used to be Botswana, but it isn't anymore. Um, yeah, I don't know. Mauritius? It's easy. People, if you don't like what Byron said, unsubscribe. I did because I didn't like what he said. Colonel Chris is American. Byron is a Brit. South Africa. Well, I don't know if I know better, but I think I do. But okay, who else we got here in the chat? Okay. Good evening, TJ. If you could, okay, that was the other one that asked me that question. Okay. Funny how our government want all our information into vetting. Yep. South Africa wants to know how the U.S. is going to prove to them that refugees don't have outstanding cases. We're not going to prove anything. That's none of your damn business. Nobody's business. We don't have to prove anything. This is entirely U.S. matter. We're a sovereign state. We make our decisions affecting our country. Simple as that. South Africa's a sovereign state. They make decisions affecting their country. We have no say in it. Case closed. That's the end of it. They can say what they want. They can ask what they want. They can beg for what they want. It doesn't change anything. Yep. Graham Inder, welcome to you. What is this? What is R1? Yep. I'm battling to get an appointment to apply for renewal of my passport. Is any other folk battling? Skulk Lobstrom, my suggestion would be to try a different location. Good night, Helena. Mauritius, says Charles. Hey, Colonel, how do you manage this tough schedule you're keeping? You just keep on amazing. You're going. I'm already doing the video, Johan Barnard. The problem is I just don't have time to finish it. I'm 1/3 of the way through editing the Oma Katrina Esau video. Yep, I've got some work to do. I might, maybe if it's not too late tonight, do some editing on that, maybe get it posted. Yeah, I'd like to get that one up. How do I do it? Well, I guess I'm just I'm a Terminator. I'm a cyborg. No, seriously. I mean, this is what I did in the army. I worked 18-hour days. I worked 96 hours straight without a break, and without more than 15-minute cat naps a couple times. You have to know your limits. I know my limits. I know what I can do and what I can't do. Unfortunately, this leg has been a problem, which has really detracted from my trip. It's really slowed my pace down to getting from one spot to another, which really eats into my time for doing things. My review of your channel, my faith in this is an all-time low. My dad said there's an article about the Afrikaner refugee thing in the Borger. I didn't even bother to look. Yep. You're welcome, Grant. I would like to know if you would be interested in an interview with my dad. He worked at FW Cleric. Yeah, no, I would. Chronicles. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yep. You want to borrow my blue bunny? This is like the coolest little gift. I got this today. Thank you for that. Oh my goodness. So much happy USA. Can't keep up with the news. Must be super exciting to be an American right now. It is. Very exciting to be an American. Dirk says, I have to acknowledge humbly you have the patience of Job over a long period, lots of grit, respect. 2 white guys robbed this week right outside our flat. Wow. Oops. Hi, Chris. In your opinion, are South African people with Hellenic and Portuguese descent considered white for this program? Well, Dagu, white doesn't apply to this program. Where do you get that from? Again, I mentioned it today, and I watched that rude reporter roll her eyes because she's too stupid to read the executive order. There's no mention of white people in the executive order. None whatsoever. No mention of whites. No mention of farmers. No mention of whites. Why do you think it's white people? So you're just playing into the racist narrative that the South African media has been feeding you. You've been feeding you shit like a mushroom, like you're going to grow in a dark cavern. Dagu has nothing to do with Portuguese or with Greek backgrounds. Are you an Afrikaner? People of Greek origin and Portuguese origin who married into Afrikaans families are Afrikaners. If you're an Afrikaner, you speak Afrikaans, then that's what matters. It has nothing to do with skin color. Red Bull. Your analysis addressed the meet and greet was spot on. The only issue missing was an external factor. Not sure what you mean by that. Thank you. Log into the portal just for 11 p.m. Refresh your browser every 5 minutes just until midnight, and then new slots get stressed. Oh, that's for the passport. Okay. They swear Chris has a drip with Red Bull in it and it sleeps. Good night, Joey van Wyk. Carl, you'll be seen by a specialist tomorrow, Monday. Tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday, I'll be seen by specialists. Yep. No, Byron makes money. Okay. The tall trees catch the most wind. Yep. For the trolls. Okay. Here's the bunny. Show me where it hurts. Point to where it hurts on the bunny. Does it hurt here? Does it hurt? That's good. I like that. Oh. Um, Angelique, maybe, maybe not. Holden Caulfield's back. Good to see you. Pavilion Mall. I know that in case it didn't. Sharon Muller says, thanks, Colonel Chris. Please get a wee bit of sleep. Well, I won't get much because I have to be up at 6. That woman irritated all of y'all there. It was very distracting, very rude to me. I didn't invite her. She didn't ask to be there. It just intruded into the space and then harassed people. Yes, reporting a pink top. Another farmer killed. Jeez. Yeah, but there's nothing happening. Good evening, Valerie from Vike. Really liked what Steve Miller said. The program being created for Afrikaners is actually the U.S. refugee program is intended for. Exactly, not for this economic migration that's been used for decades. My mom was Afrikaner. My dad was English. My mom won the battle. We were brought up Afrikaans. Yes, you're an Afrikaner. Yeah. Did you name the bunny? Good evening, Justice. It's a black South African that sings Afrikaans. Yes, his name is Referenza. Exactly, Wild Bear Prepper. I've been talking about this forever. And the colors, yeah, that's the easy one there. Yes, Referenza sings those songs. He sings in Hadakol. He looks at me. Well, I'm going to tell you what there, low IQ, if that's big enough to warm your willy, then you got bigger problems in the refugee program. I'm just saying, if that's big enough to warm your willy. Good night, Liz. He was the blonde with the stick up her ass. Helena, only 10,000 times has been covered. I don't know if you have a chance. Apply, express your interest. I don't know why people even hesitate. Express your interest. Send an email to the PRM email address. Find out what happens. Speech is okay in some countries. It's a stick, not Willie. All right, so see you tomorrow, okay? Strauss likes the bunny. I love the bunny. I think the bunny's hilarious. It's pretty cool. Let me check on something here. Anyway, so let me go to the rugby. So let's get to rugby. So Sharks, 29-10 winners. Bulls, 45-21 winners. And Benetton beat Glasgow. Stormers, 48-12. Wow. So let's take a look at the table now. The table as it stands, the Bulls are in second place. They're competing in second place now. So the Bulls have 4 points on Glasgow, so they're going to have to compete. So they're 13-4 out of 17 games. Wow. So they're right on the, wait a second, is that right? Oh, Leinster won. That's why they went ahead. Yeah, so they're not going to catch Leinster, but the Bulls could get 68 points on the log. The Sharks could move up to third place. Glasgow could move to fourth, but the Stormers have won. They now have a winning record for the first time in donkey years. They're 9 wins, 8 losses with 1 game to go. They're at 50 points on the log. They could get to 55, but they cannot move any higher. They can fall, though. They can fall if they don't win in Benetton. So Benetton is 9 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie and 7 losses. And they're at 46 points. Munster is in 7th, and Cardiff is in 8th. Yep. The Lions languishing in 13th place. They have a chance to even the record up, though. We'll see if they can pull it off. Spoke to a guy whose 34-year-old widowed niece, 3 stalls, was accosted and attacked in her home on her farm last Sunday. Terribly here, Barbara. Where's Pikachu? Pikachu's in the closet. It's been asked, but I sent a rather short letter to embassy when we were first able. Should I send another email with more detail? Yeah, Numas, I don't know to recommend that. You're just going to slow the process down. But I mean, it's not my place to tell you to do something or not do something. I'm just saying that if you got an automated reply, that's sufficient. Yes, you're correct, G. Sawyer. She does. Someone mentioned that to me, and understand that her partner or whoever it is, husband or whatever, is an EFF member. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you can't go to the game. Awkward land. Chronicle says, I love how much you get us South Africans. Been watching your channel as well as Morning Shot, Ronaldo, Concerned Citizens, so many others are stepping up to the plate for us. Sad thing about the money is you have your finger up the money's butt. It's not sad. It's keeping them warm. Good evening, Mr. QB. Was wanting to know, as the growing global tensions, if things were to escalate to the worst case scenario, would refugee applications come to a halt? Why would they come to a halt if it's meant to protect people who are in jeopardy? If things come to a halt, to a head, then things would be worse. That sounds counterintuitive. Yes, Pikachu is in the closet. Ah ha ha, funny guy. The question answer here should be how to best prepare when your time comes. Okay. Sean Davies, thank you. I worked under another U.S. Colonel ran in Iraq, Colonel Ed Delk. Okay. Okay. Pikachu's in the closet. You guys are loving that. Yes, it was a huge turnout today, 250, 300 people, and the media was there, Newsroom Africa, CBS, Reuters, a Dutch film crew. It was something else. Passport is a requirement, says Comrick. Well, I've said that all along. I suspect you have to have one. So, Culinary says, I don't want to nag, but my daughter and more youth are following you. Please give a shout out to Celeste. Celeste, good evening to you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye, donkey. Jonathan, at least Trump has not gone to war with Iran. Yes, he hasn't. That's true. He hasn't gone to war with anybody. Yep. 1440's here. I missed you. Okay. Thomas Lombard. Okay. You're now a celebrity to me. Yeah, to the media. Well, we'll see how they rubbish me and how they distort what I say if they do that. Yeah. One flower, seven thorns. Rita Swartz says must have passports. Because he's outdoor. What do you mean? You hope I remember you? I think it's the other way around, folks. I think that the OGs know I remember my viewers. Tonight, I saw Comey Novak. I recognized Comey Novak when he showed up at meet and greet and asked questions. And I recognized Comey Novak at Loftus. And then I recognized Comey Novak at the restaurant. And OG. Folks, why would I forget people? I am not concerned, but suspect that many of y'all who've shown up because you're interested in the refugee program and you're getting honest truth here in my analysis, which is proving pretty accurate so far, are going to forget about this channel and just, walk away when you get what you want. Charles Van Onselen, Reuters asked, the Dutch film crew asked, CBS arrived and then asked me before we started the event. So yes, but Newsroom Africa didn't ask me, and there was some other party there. They didn't ask me. So thank you for keeping us informed. Newsroom Africa didn't really want to talk, CBS didn't really want to talk to me. In fact, they made a point of coming over and saying, hey, are you going to talk about the refugee thing? And that's not what I was there for. I wanted to keep the refugee questions coming later. But they wanted me to, finish, and they wanted to take the microphone from me, which is whatever. It's kind of rude. I mean, I don't get media outlets. You stay for the story. You don't say, hey, can I do this? Can I do this? Okay, I want to go now. Sorry. Can you stop your briefing? That was kind of rude. Kind of rude. They want to go off and talk to people and interview people. That was their big story. They're going to talk to somebody, about why they want to go. They weren't really there for me. They wanted to use my viewers. So in my view, whatever, not my issue. I didn't invite them. They came, they asked, and I said you could stay. So it's fine. Yeah. Well, they gate crashed. That's true. And the Reuters people who said they were going to come weren't there. So other Reuters people were. Can we be told beforehand when the next question and answer session we didn't get notified? Okay, Sandra, I don't know. What are you talking about? Question? Well, there's no question and answer section. I've given a public lecture at the Reformation Society, and I've done meet and greets. Who called me a terrorist, Pedro? There's got more of us sitting around a table than Colonel Sanders did 50 years. Good night, Lorraine. This morning was a lot of repetition of what you have said. However, quite a few have been uninformed. Um, well, Mr. QB, it was a reputation because the media never heard me say that. So, um, refugees will leave through South African immigration, not customs. Yeah, she was really rude the whole time. The lady from CBS was polite, but I mean, what they did was kind of rude. I don't know why I left it. It was to become a journalist. Thank you, Phyllis. I appreciate your comments. No, awkwardly, I don't think to me to ever be honest because they're turned out of factories of woke tards at universities led by leftists from the 1960s who, tried to burn our campuses down and then sit in them with tenure positions. You can't get rid of them. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it comes out my interviews. We'll see. I don't edit my interviews and take what people say out of context, but I'm not claiming any of them are doing, but we'll see. I'll wait to see what comes from that. Anyway, yeah, so quite a bit happened today. Some nice gifts. Here, I'll show you a couple things that was given. This was nice. T-shirts. There you go. Sick. That one, this one here. Sick. This is cute. Somebody gave me this today too. Check this out. That was nice. These were nice. I appreciate that. Very kind. And some chocolates. Nice chocolates were given to me here. Okay. Really nice gift over here. I'm not going to show, but a couple other ones. This was a nice gift. Someone gave me here a handmade wallet. It was very kind of them. Thank you so much for that. It's somebody who says, "Is there money in it?" I don't think there's money in it, but it's very kind. Thank you so much for that. It's very, very considerate, and effort went into it. Thank you for that. And then this is a really cool gift. Was this from Call Me Novak? Can't remember who's came from. This is really cool. So this says Chris Wyatt South Africa Tour 2025, and it's got my logo on there from Indab, Africa. That's kind of cool, huh? You open it up, it's got little rubber things in the bottom so it mounts, it doesn't slide around the table, and it's got coasters inside. I haven't even looked at all of them, so let's look and see. So we got thank you, Chris Wyatt, South Africa Tour. Ray, Debbie, Tyson, Wesley, Heidi. It's pretty cool. Got my logo on it. And part of the Chris Wyatt Army South Africa tour. It's pretty cool. Part of the Chris Wyatt Army South Africa tour. There's a rhino. And then here's an elephant. Looks like you got the big five coming up here. Big five. And then you got little five. Little five. There's a elephant shrew. That's funny. Elephant shrew. And then a rhinoceros beetle. That's clever. A buffalo weaver. A leopard tortoise. And then what's the last one here? And the last one is an antlion. Las coasters. Okay, little five. Okay, cool beans. Nice. Very kind. Folks, the gifts are not necessary, but I do appreciate them very much. Thank you so much. And I think somebody slipped me a super chat too. Look at that. So put those back in there. It's a pretty cool gift. I won't use those as coasters because I don't want to ruin them, but I will definitely have those around. So that's pretty lovely. So that's some of the gifts that people give me today. Yes, Vanessa, I know. They're just who you are. I appreciate that. It's a nice personalized gift. Yeah. Oh, so they have a ceasefire. Cool. So Marco Rubio had success. There you go. Trump team wins again. Trump team wins again. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, and I have a really nice other thing over there from South African military intelligence, which is nice. Leaving a country is human rights. You will have very strong asylum claims if South African government won't give you support. Um, Yeah, poor Pikachu in the closet. Now you have two horny ones. Little fiver epic. Hey Garrett, how's it going? Yeah, no, Jules, it's a problem. I've already spent $136 on a suitcase at Santon City, and I'm gonna have to pay $100 to ship it back, and hopefully it's enough. My dad predicted what is happening at the moment in the international happenings, but local stuff that's going on. Okay, interesting. Thanks for the advice on the decommission. Oh, glory. We'll follow your advice. Yeah, no, Hannes, thank you. I mean, I appreciate you offering to give that to me, but it's actually kind of cool for you to do it, you know? I mean, if you want to, it's disused and no longer serviceable, you can destroy it in that fashion. Yeah. No, there's actually there's guidance on it, Hannes. I'd suggest you go to Google and type in, let me find. Let me see. I'll do it myself. Destroying old flags. Destroying old American flags. Okay. When disposing of an American flag is no longer fit for display, the U.S. Flag Code recommends a dignified method, often burning, but other methods include burying or community disposal boxes. As I mentioned, we have a community disposal box and then we burn them. Flags should be folded in a customary triangle shape before disposal, and burning should be done safely, preferably in a bonfire away from buildings or trees. Many organizations like the American Legion of VFW, my organization, and Boy Scout troops also offer flag disposal ceremonies. Yep, so there you go. Piece of cake. So you fold the flag in the customary triangular shape. You burn the flag. You can bury it. You fold the flag in a similar triangle, place it in a strong wooden box, bury the box a few feet in the ground. Yep, so there you go. It's the flag code. What's going on here? Why am I locked out of my damn? Uh, Locked out of my email for some reason there for a second. That was odd. Well, I just want to confirm my number. Of course, you can join the army, Fabian. You can be gay and be in the army. You just can't be transgender. Yes, Lindy, I agree that the South African High Court's decision on the Constitutional Court on retaining your South African passport if you sign up for citizenship. There's actually an IOL story on that tonight, which is a nothing burger, but they ran it anyway, I guess because people don't pay attention. So the IOL story says Afrikaners can now keep South African citizenship while living in America. Well, they always could keep South African citizenship while living in America. That's utter nonsense that they can't keep it. And it's not just Afrikaners, it's everybody. Afrikaners will be leaving to take up new citizenship. They're not leaving to take up new citizenship. They're leaving to take up refugee status. They have to wait years before they become a citizen. This is poor reporting. Followed a constitutional court ruling on May 6th in favor of the Democratic Alliance, application to protect people who are taking new citizenship in the country. Yeah, anyway, that's old news, and they're circulating this new news today. Whatever. So, Johan Hussen's knee injury is a problem, folks. Fly half Johan Hussen limped off as early as the 12th minute, what looked like a recurrence of a knee injury that kept him out for a significant amount of the tournament. Anyway, that's what's going on with the Bulls. So, full time they win it. Well, thank you for addressing this from independent and open view today. All the best for Centurion. Well, Mr. QB, I hope you enjoyed it. Colonel, are tanks allowed? Meet and greet. Andre Paul to be back. Yeah, I want to bring up the press conference about Jan Serfontein, but I didn't do that. Jan Serfontein is coming to the Bulls, right? Hank? Was that the meet and greet, the biggest of the trip? Yes, it was. That meet and greet was the biggest of the trip. That took us over 1,000 people to meet and greets. It's crazy. Well, most of the so here's the thing: the media, especially that sour puss, we're just astounded that people like me and people trust me, and some people actually love and adore me. I'm not. Look, I'm not boasting anything, folks. I'm just statement. You guys were there. You saw it. They're not accustomed to that. They're accustomed to people not liking them. Well, stop lying to people. Stop misleading them. Stop being dishonest. It's not hard to get people to like you. You just treat people fairly. It's pretty easy. Yeah, that's pretty easy, man. Pretty easy. There's a meet and greet tomorrow in Centurion. That's correct. There you go. Helena Solomon, I answered your question 20 minutes ago. Why are you asking it again? Yeah, the News 24 own goal was epic. Peter Dutoit. This this is fake news. See this what Butterbots put on Twitter? This is fake news. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a chart from News 24 from 2 years ago, which they published, they produced. They're calling it fake news. They're saying it's propaganda. Well, there you go. News 24 admits that they're a fake news outlet that promotes propaganda. They admitted it. Peter Dutoit admitted it. Dumbass. Oh, it must be so embarrassing to be that stupid. Stupid people should wear signs. That way you wouldn't ask them things. Hey, I was wondering. Oh, sorry. I didn't see your sign. Here's your sign. Yeah, I'm glad they came out in full force. Yeah, well, I saw Fontaine things happen. Ronaldo's brother was called away elsewhere, and then other people could make it. But so I don't mind. Said that, I said that. I said sometimes nobody comes, sometimes a lot of people come. Jules, I covered that 250 to 300 people were there. Good night, butterfly kisses. We says culinary pirates. We. Hey, Kyron Lake. Yeah, Jules, it was fantastic. It was epic, and the media being there too was kind of odd. Hey, the nuclear proliferation treaty talks ended in New York yesterday. I have no idea, Holden. I've been busy doing other things. Colonial Pirate says, I've got something special for you tomorrow. Well, thank you. Oh, by the way, that's not all that happened, folks. I also got myself a new Bulls jersey, the white one. Yep. Well, Sam's Cave, I'm sorry that it's tough for you to stay positive. I know that can be difficult. Sorry to hear that. One thing I can say about Chris, he is one of the most down to earth people I've met. He goes out of his way to spend time with each and every one. It's a true gentleman, someone I can call friend. Well, thank you, Reg Dodd. Look, I feel guilty when I can't get to everybody. I really did my best when we got there. That's why I got there early, and people were already waiting. There was nowhere for me to park. I had to park under the sign. I had to squeeze a little car. I had it in under the sign. There was nowhere to park. And then some people came. They found no parking. They left. Yikes! So imagine if there had been parking, there would have been more people there, folks. Under house arrest for 3 or 4 months when I was a kid. Hmm. Steve Hirschelman says, do you think South Africans will fit in the USA and all Americans will welcome us? Yes, I think you'll be very welcomed by Americans. Thank you for the super chat there. This morning, we couldn't really hear, but who was the guy who got on stage with the colonel almost trying to use the platform to make his own statement and drive his agenda? He's a former television guy. Yeah, that's big, Holiday Pirates. 300 people, yep. Do you know why the Dutch media were there? No. I was asked if they could come. I said, sure. El Murray, it was nice meeting you too. Thank you. Are you serious? Bianca Funfured? Bianca, there were a bunch of people in their 20s. Little kids were there. It was a very diverse. The only thing that wasn't diverse about the group is skin pigmentation. Lots of whiteys, lots of whiteys. There was one couple that were colored there, their kids, but everybody else was a bunch of whiteys. Yeah. So, yeah. Most of my black viewers are afraid to speak out right now. They're afraid to be seen doing things because they're being targeted and attacked, just like white South Africans or Afrikaners being targeted and attacked. Yep. Light rain. Speaking of trusting the media, Indian, what's this? News impossible to watch. Yeah, it is hysterical. Uh, I think Trump is every justification to withdraw from. I'm not sure which one he's talking about. You display an all South African flag. You display whatever flag you like in America. We don't care. Okay. Haha, because he's outdoors. Good night, Rab Bunny. Brahma Fund Invest Toys wants to wonder why your friends in the Netherlands are so quiet. It's because they're not your friends. That's why. Saw that media trying to jump on your fame train. Maybe, Wesley. I have no expectation of media tomorrow. It's Sunday. They're probably too lazy to work. I don't think they were there to pick up pointers. People were there to see if they could get me in a gotcha moment. It's newsworthy. 300 people show up at this event. Yeah. I did go out of my way to ensure, as I always do, that people know that I speak for myself and not for anyone else. Good night, Vanessa. Hey, the gamer. Pleasure. Lindy, I don't think that they're putting roadblocks yet. I think what's happened that if there's a huge number of people trying to get out, they'll start doing it. But it's just incompetence of offices. I don't think it's intentional sabotage. Well, we don't really care if liberal Americans are nasty about the refugee program. They're just nasty jackasses anyway. Where did I catch a break at? We talking about? How do you start for this program, please? How do I start? I don't start for anything. I'm American. I don't need a refugee program. Yappy sweet gala, sweet gala. Are you asking how you apply for the refugee program? There is no process. You just write an email to the PRM email address and go from there. Angelique Smith-Dorf, I'm going to tell you what I've told everyone. People who rubbish you for wanting to go, shame on them. They should shut their mouths. People who rubbish people who stay, shame on you. You shouldn't be saying that. You're not in their circumstances. They're not in your circumstances. Asking if you did. I don't know if I do. Thank you for all you do. It's much appreciated. You're very welcome. You're all going to bed. Well, it's 11 o'clock. I see that. Okay, what else? Just answer my question I posted a while ago. What's the reason blacks cannot hear the truth? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe the meet and greet reaches President Trump and he'll ask you to rejoin the army. I don't know about that. Amanda, I won't be back on the West Coast. I'll be in the Western Cape, but I'll be down in Gordons Bay, Boat Revere, Stanford. Yep. Yep. Come to think of it, Colonel, you've seen way more South Africa than I have in just these few weeks. Tonight's pudding is mixed first. Well, thank you for sharing that, Steve. All right, guys, it's going to be time for me to wrap up. We're going to hit the rack. I got to get up very early to do this radio program. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done that already. And we'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully. Maybe I'll catch some more time myself tomorrow evening. I hope so. All right. That's it. Special envoy. Thank you for that, Mr. TT. Just brought my daughter and did all the paperwork, not ask once for things. I'm not sure the whole thing anymore. Huh? What paperwork is that? There's no paperwork. All right. Cheers, everybody. Have a good night. And we'll see you tomorrow, most likely. All right. Where is my closing, Chris? Here we go. Cheers.